Hey, Jay Williams, Waterfowlers for Christ, and author of Committed to the Call, a 365-day waterfowl hunter's devotional. Tonight I want to read you one called Storm Surge. I told my friend that everything was fine. It was all normal stuff, and there was nothing to worry about as we crested a 5-foot wave in my 14-foot V-bottom boat. It was his first time ever hunting big water. In truth, everything was anything but fine. It was Thanksgiving morning. The winds were a constant 35 to 45 miles per hour, with gusts reaching 60 miles per hour. We were crossing a very wide, very violent river, and all I could think was that bad things happen to good people, especially around holidays. My attention snapped back into the moment as something flew past my face. I forced my eyes off the oncoming waves for an instant in time to see my uncle's bare head disappearing as his boat rode down the other side of a big wave, just 40 yards ahead of us. When my own hat suddenly flew off of my head into the water behind us, I realized what it was that had caught my attention just moments earlier. Not a chance was what my conscience told me as a fleeting thought of retrieving my hat was quickly discarded. Focus, I heard somewhere in my brain. I maxed the throttle on my 1966 Evinrude Fastwind, fully aware that I was forcing it to the brink of its mechanical limits as we climbed the next mountain of a wave in front of us. Lord, please just let me keep the nose high enough that I don't scoop one of those oncoming waves, I pleaded in my head, all the while keeping a big reassuring smile on my face so my passenger didn't know that I was silently sending 911 calls to God. I must have kept a pretty good poker face, too, because my friend seemed completely shocked when we made it to the other side and I ran up out of the boat onto the ramp and fell on my face and kissed the ground. I thought you said it was normal stuff out there, he remarked in disbelief of what he just saw. Well, there'd have been no sense in both of us panicking, I told him. Those conditions were without doubt the worst I'd ever been in at the point in my hunting experience. What had gotten us into that mess was that the weather report said the winds wouldn't pick up until later that day. The water was choppy, but not too rough when we'd crossed the Hudson River in the dark that morning. The four of us in two boats had decided to position ourselves in a cove that would provide protection from the winds as they increased, and at the same time give ducks a nice place to hide out. It worked so well that we had no idea that the predicted cold front had come early. The sun was shining as we hunted, tucked into our nice cove. We were very comfortable and completely unaware of the surging winds and waters beyond the island that blocked our view of the main river. It wasn't until we decided to leave our safe haven that we realized the severity of the situation we were in. I still reflect on that day more than 10 years later, and the memory of it still affects my decisions to hunt or to stay home. Spiritually, I can't help but compare it to how life is, both inside and outside of Christ. When you get right down to it, the truth is that with or without the Lord, the storms are going to come. Sometimes the outlook can seem manageable in our lives. Like we did with the weather report on that distant Thanksgiving day, a person may take stock of the coming storms and think that he can avoid them through careful planning. Or maybe when looking through the veil of darkness that covers our eyes, the waters don't seem so threatening or menacing, and we believe it's safe to navigate them in our own strength. Hard times are going to come, but for the believer, God is the sanctuary that exists long before the inception of any storm. His sun shines upon us, providing comfort and warmth as His Holy Spirit steps directly into our most severe struggles. He is peace eternal, from everlasting to everlasting. Through God's love and His truth, the roughest and most destructive situations can seem like they are only happening outside of our safe haven, even while we are directly immersed in them. But God is a God of choice. He longs for you to come to Him while not forcing anyone to decide on Him. You can live a life outside of Christ, dialing 911 God, hoping He answers you before you are taken under by the waves that you thought you could handle. You can rely on your own strength or on another man, hoping that your buddy isn't just smiling and telling you that everything is fine. Or you can choose life, facing any mountainous wave, knowing that the battle already belongs to the Lord. And the verses that I chose to go with this are from Psalms chapter 46, 1 through 3. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in time of trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. Selah.